we are setting up, getting ready, waiting for people to start signing into our formative assessment session. We are setting up, getting ready, waiting for people to start signing into So we're going to start in 3 minutes from now. If you're already there, we're about to start. Thank you for those that are already watching. Well, hello to all of those GIs, the teachers and support, instructional support members. I am Mrs. Tosado, and I am here with my moderator, Gina King. We're going to start sharing some useful formative assessment tools that can help you empower your students and show the reflection of their learning process. Some of those that we're going to talk about today are the RightQ, flipgrid, quizzes, and spiral. There are many out there in the market, but we're going to show you this four so you can start learning and utilizing them in your class. Well, hello again. My name is Posada Rodriguez. I've been working 7 years at Bussy Middle School. I taught 7 years for the Department of Education in Puerto Rico. I'm a Social Studies Department head, an I3, and an avid site team member. You can find me at Mrs. Tosado. And here, I am collaborating with Gina King, who is my moderator today. She has, her experience is her 3rd year as a librarian at Austin Academy, 4 years at elementary level, 7 years an ELAR teacher. She's certified on Google level 1 and 2. And part of her duties at her school are library lessons, she has classes, she's an I3 webmaster, district library professional development, also state library professional development, TLA arrangement committee, and you can contact her at ggking@garlandisd.net and also through Twitter at library.daughter. So we're going to start talking about some misconceptions on formative assessment. Formative assessment sometimes is seen as an event rather than a process. Some people think that it's merely about getting teachers more information so they can make better instructional decisions. And it's often discouraging, and they think it often discourages students. They also think that it frames students as passive recipients. But in reality, a good formative assessment should keep students believing that success is within reach if they actually keep trying. So we're going to show you some resources to help you achieve this. Because formative assessment is a method of continually evaluating students' academic needs and development within the classroom, and it precedes local benchmark assessment and state-mandated summative assessments. So as you see, this is a continuum, and it could happen every day. So we're going to show you some tools. When we talk about the EST standards, this will be under the empowered learner. We're empowering students. The students leverage technology to take an active role in choosing, achieving, and demonstrating competency in their learning goals, informed by their learning sciences. And here are some tools, some formative assessment tools. One add-on for docs that I found for those teachers that are grading student work through docs is WriteQ. This is, like I mentioned, an add-on that you can find at the Google Store, and you can add it to Google Docs, and I'm going to show you how it looks. So let's imagine that I have some students send me work for grading. I will actually go to the add-ons part on Google Docs. And I can, if it's the first time I'm going to use it, I'll just click on Get Add-ons, and that's where I'm going to find it. And just type WriteQ, and you're going to find it. Of course, I have it already, so I'm just going to start utilizing it. And this is the cool thing about it. You know how much time we have to use when we're grading essays, for example, or writing assignments. So over here, it says that I'm the maker because obviously I utilize an example for myself. But I will have my student name over here of the person that submitted. I can select the grade level and the genre. And this is the cool part. When I go to score this document, WriteQ is going to start grading the assignment. So if you had a limit of words, if you assign an amount of words, you're going to see the word count, sentence count, how many words per sentence, correct words, incorrect words, and you can actually click on the words and define what was the error, or if it's not an error like this, I can just click clear the error. So when you're done with that, you can get your student score. And as you see, I already have over here my example for you to see. So this is the screen where we're looking at. And now I can actually show the rubric and grade it on the rubric. You have the option to even see when you submit it, you can see the errors and you can give feedback to the student. This is an amazing add-on that I think it will be very useful for grading essays of your students, especially when you have a lot of them and you don't want to just use the common tool. So another tool that I'm going to talk about that is much like Kahoot is quizzes. And we're so used to Kahoot, which is really fun and the kids love it. But quizzes allow teachers to gather evidence of student learning and it's fun. So you're gamifying your environment. The cool thing about quizzes is that when you create your game, there's also games that are created already, but you can share them on your Google Classroom. Anything that I can share through Google Classroom, I love it because it's just one platform where I can put all my student assignments and work. So as you see over here, this will be the student view on their Google Classroom, and they have their code and they can enter that digit number and enter the game. Now, this will be the teacher's view, and this is an example of the student view. Now, if you look, when you start the game, the kids will get their own avatar. And I think that's really interesting. The kids get really excited when they gamify the instruction. You can start seeing all the kids' avatars here on the main screen. In this case, I'm just showing you an example of myself. But unlike Kahoot, where you have on the main screen the question and the kids can only see the colors or the shapes to answer, all the students will have the actual question with the options on their devices. And they can use it with their phones, iPads, or even Chromebooks. Any device will work on this, which helps a lot. Sometimes they don't have to be struggling to look at the main screen to find out what the question says. They're competing from their own phone and they can read on their own phone. Something that is really, really cool is that it will give them immediate feedback and it uses memes. So if they had the right answer, it will have like a cool meme answering or replying to them. If not, they will see another cool meme. So I found it really, really interesting, and they have many different memes for them. You can also keep track of the individual students and if they're answering or not, who is ahead of the other. And they kind of keep their own pacing as they go through the game. The teacher has also immediate feedback and data to guide the instructions. You're going to see a chart like this at the end of the game, and it's going to give you which options the kids missed, right, or which answers they missed. And you can go and reteach again. So you can review with the class also. It has an option to review the questions. You can export your results into a CVS file, or you can just play again to make sure that they get that information. It's a really cool tool. On quizzes, you have options just like on Kahoot. So as you see, this looks pretty close to Kahoot, but you can jumble the questions. So you can change the student so every student on their device, they can see a different order. You can also jumble the answers. You can show the answer after the question. So if you're doing it as a review or to make sure that the students learn that, they can see the actual answer as they get it wrong. They can see the answer. You can also show the quiz review. They can see the questions at the end. And it's a good way to reteach the ones that they missed. The letterboard, as you saw on the previous screen, you can actually add a question timer. So the faster they answer, the better, the points. And also the memes. And you can also set up the default memes if you prefer one or another. And of course, the music. Now, you can assign, and this is the cool part, you can assign the quizzes for later. So you can set it up for your Google Classroom and assign it as a homework, and they can complete it at home, and then you will have your results, and you can go over those results the next day. So I think this is a pretty useful resource for our students. And of course, anything that is gamifying and anything that uses memes is pretty cool nowadays. So quizzes is one of the systems for formative assessment, that I clearly recommend. Now, another application that is really, really cool and it has many options is Spiral. Spiral transforms any classroom into an interactive learning space, and it has many options. So it's a collaborative app for every day. They have different options as you see on the screen, the Quickfire, the Discus, they can team up, and clips. So I'm going to show you how it looks really fast. You can join free. They don't have to download any app, and this is great for accessibility. So it doesn't matter which devices you're using at school or if they're just bringing their phones, you can utilize Spiral in the classroom. You can introduce teacher-led activities. They can even create their own portfolio. You can grade, and it's great for formative assessment. So as you see this first one, I'm going to go over each one of them. The Quickfire is great to see what the class is thinking. So it's a great platform. Instead of using social media, you can get an idea of what they're thinking right away, just as you see on this screen. The Discus, you can create a presentation and the students can go side by side and react to different prompts. The Team Up is really cool. They can create and collaborate presentations. So you set up a team. It can be randomized too. I'll show you now. And they can create a presentation for the rest of the class. And of course, we love to show clips on class. I'm a history teacher, so sometimes they're really useful. But with this system, I can actually embed questions into the video clip. So let me show you how this will look. So the first one is the Quickfire. And this is what you're going to do with Quickfire. You can ask a question. You get the students to answer. You can review those ideas. And you're going to have like a wall with all the answers that the students are giving you at that time. You can set up your classes through Spiral. For example, you can use Google Classroom, or you can set up your classes right there at the program. I have an example of my first period and my honor classes where they can just click on Spiral AC, which is really accessible, and they can log in just using that code. And this is how it would look. I can add classes. I can introduce it through Google Classroom. Show you the Team Up later. Okay. You can create any assignments from any of your activities from your homepage. As you see, you can select even the class from that screen that I was showing you previously. Then they're added to your student dashboard, so they will see it on their screen when they enter. And you can also share it through Google Classroom. Anytime from any device. And then you can review. Okay, so this is what you will see, and this is what the students will have to do. So it's pretty simple. You don't have to give them like a long address for them to type, which takes a long time. You can just tell them to type gospiral.ac and put their code, just like when they play Kahoot. And they can provide feedback. Okay, so this is the Quickfire. So I posted a question over here. Who was the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army? And as you see, as the students start answering, you're going to see like a board with all these answers in real time. You can click to correct the answers. You can check mark if it's correct. Or you can click on this icon over here and make them rethink their answer, and they can change it. So this will happen in real time, one-to-one from their devices. If you don't have devices one-to-one, you can share and make them work as a team. These are the options. This is the screen that I will see when I have all the answers. I have all the responses on the bottom. I want to make sure that I want to display the questions. You can also click on hide the names if you want the students to participate. Sometimes we have those students that if the name is there, they're afraid to post their answer. So you can also hide their names. The markings. You can disable the marking, or you can actually add it so you can correct mark if the answer is correct, sorry, or is incorrect. Or you can also give them points for each one of the questions. And as you see, you can print the results or export those results. So this is a great tool for formative assessment real time. Another option that Spiral has is the discuss. So when you're discussing a topic, you can post any slideshow that you already have. So for this example, I use an old PowerPoint from the American Revolution. I can just present it and ask questions, and the students are going to respond on the PowerPoint. So I didn't have to create anything new, although you do have the option to start from scratch or import from Google Drive. In this case, this is just an old PowerPoint to show you how it works. So I added all my PowerPoint. I'm going to save it and link it to the class. And the students will log in just using that code again. And then they're going to have the same PowerPoint that I have with the questions. As you see, I added questions on the bottom. For example, on this slide that says summary answer, on the bottom I added the question, which events led to the formation of our nation? So as they go through that presentation, they will have to answer that question on their device. This is another example. So you can set a timer. And the students can answer to the questions that are posted on the PowerPoint. And this is a student view. So the students will see the slide and they can type in real time and you will get all those answers. They can also see other students' answers. So as you notice on this one, this will be an example of one student versus the other. They don't see who answered this, but they can see the answers of other students in real time. So this can help with discussion as well. Now, this is the screen that I was showing you previously. Once I have all the student answers, in this case, this is an example, obviously, you can check if they're incorrect or correct answers before you export that result sheet. Okay, so that was discussed. Now is the team up. I really like this one because you can assign roles to team members. You can create different teams in your classroom. You can even name the team. So you can give a cool name to the teams and you can give them what they have to do. So you can even make one team work with a topic and the other with another. In this case, I just show you two examples of those. This is a student view over here, so they can see what their objective is. In this case, this team will have to present the main battles of the American Revolution. So that will be one of the teams only. And they can start working with their presentation from their devices. Now, the goal here is that they create a presentation for the rest of the class to see it. You can set it up as an assignment, or you can even set the timer for them to do it during class. One cool option before I move on is that I can actually randomize the team members. So I can select different team members and they can participate with different people in the classroom. Just like when you do Quizlet Live. Now, this is what you will see. You can extend the project, assign points from this screen. This is the same screen you've seen, but this is for the team up one. So you have the different teams. I have my team unalienable and my team rights. And on this corner over here, I can grade it and even give them points in this case. And select if you want to give them 10 points or for each one of the answers. The students can also see the marks if you click on Publish Marks to Students. Now, like I said, I love anything that I can share through Google Classroom, and there is a way to do it as well. You can share it on your Google Classroom, and they can have access to it at any time, especially if you use it as an assignment to finish later on or at home. You can also send it through email. or you can copy the URL and share it with your students. One of my favorite parts of this is the clip, because I can use a YouTube clip and I can add questions to my clip. Let me show you how it looks. So this was the video that I added. And on the video, I added some questions that the students had to respond to. And I added right where it was happening. So as you see, I have a main question, define unalienable rights, which grievances have been mentioned, and the different characters that they have through the video. I stop the video and then they have to answer that question as they watch it. Different options, as you see, I have multiple choice. There are 2 open questions, 1 discussion question that they will have throughout the video. And since I made this example, well, I can see that I have responses. And I can correct the answers over here. As you see, I can grade it right here. So I think this is a really useful part of Spiral. And it keeps them engaged. This is their students' view. So as you see, these are the questions. So you see question number 1 right here, number 7, number 3, number 2. So when the video reaches that point, it's going to stop and ask the question. And as you see, the students will answer right there. A great tool for formative assessment. Now, another tool before finishing up that I want to share with you is flipgrid. And this is like the cool thing, right? This is really in because we love to do videos. And sometimes we're talking about pictures and how pictures can express many ideas. But nowadays, we are doing a lot of videos and the kids are expressing their ideas through their camera. So this is a leading video discussion platform that they're using. Okay, so Flipgrid is simple. You're going to create a grid for your classroom or community. You can add a specific topic to spark the discussion. And the students are going to respond just with a short video or on any browser. So if they don't want to speak up in class in front of the group, they can just answer through their device and you will be the person that will see it. And this is going to spark discussion as well. They can use any browser, Chromebook, tablets, or any mobile device. The cool thing is that they can all see their videos and engage into a conversation or a discussion. And you, of course, are the moderator. In this case, this is how I made my Flipgrid. I was using the same topic, the causes of the war. I can adjust the time I want them to record. In this case, I picked 1 minute and 30 seconds, but there are many options, and you can even pick less than that for them to react to the question. So my description or my question is, how did the colonies begin to come together? What were the final steps? And just record their answer. You can also add resources, so they can react to a clip that you post first. So you can record a video, upload a video, add a video from YouTube or Vimeo. You can even add an image, even emojis. So it's pretty cool. So you share the grid using the code. Here you have the address that they will have to type. So if you are like me and like to simplify things, sometimes you can just post it around the room on QR codes. And they provide these options for you to do it. Now, the best of all, I can share it on my Google Classroom. And that will simplify everything. Okay, so you have it. So as you see, a picture is worth 1,000 words, but now videos are the thing. So a complex idea can be shown just with an image, but imagine all the possibilities we have when they can actually record their own videos. Before we finish our webinar today, we want to show you some district resources. You can find them through our staff page. We have all the links there. We have Atomic Learning that now is Who Knew It. So you can find many, many, many webinars there, and you can learn at your own pace what you need. See if I can log in really fast. Time per minute. This is the new Who Knew It page. So as you see, we have different topics. So if you want to learn some new instructional strategies, you can start exploring different topics. Select the one you want to watch and learn about, and just start. Just as a reminder, if you want to get credit for that time, make sure that you watch the whole webinar. Another awesome tool that we have is Discovery Education. We all have an account in GISD. Make sure that you're typing garlandisd.discovery to make sure that you have this. We have all our students. We have a science textbook, a social studies textbook, and even a math textbook. And all classes are here. So even if you want to do formative assessment, there are many tools in those textbooks that you can utilize in class. So explore Discovery, and you're not going to regret it. There are many, many tools on this one, as you see. And I cannot forget about Macambia. Macambia is fantastic. Let me show you. I'm not going to log in right now. I have like 2 minutes. But Macambia, if you want to actually find images, go to the encyclopedia, find the books. There are many things and resources within it. I encourage you to explore Macambia. And I cannot forget about the i3 Learning page, where you can find other webinars and other learning tools that you can use. The webinars are here. There are other formative tools here. So if you have any other questions or you want to explore different resources, I encourage you to also visit our i3. Well, thank you for all that we're connected today. If you have some ideas that you want to share with us, make sure that you tag us on Twitter at Mrs. Tosado and at Library Daughter. Don't forget about at Digital GISD to share those amazing ideas and how you're using these resources. Or if you have any other resources to share with us, don't forget to tag us. If you have any questions, you can also email us at itosado@garlandisd.net or ggking@garlandisd.net. We're going to stay here for a couple of minutes. If you have any other questions or you want to start communicating or giving us other tools that we can share with you later, we're going to stay here. And so we're going to give you that link for you to get your CPE credit. Thanks for watching and have an amazing afternoon.